It's the Morning Hustle, and we got our good homie on the line who breaks it all down, man, and separates the fact from the fiction. One time for Legally High. Now, let's pop it off, man. Fetty Wap, man, he is in a lot of trouble, and it looked like he has his eye on some time. What's good?
Okay, so boom, Fetty Wap. So Fetty Wap has just pled guilty to conspiracy to distribute and possess marijuana. So he is facing up to 40 years in prison. The minimum is 5 years, maximum is 40 years. And so he pled guilty. His attorneys are saying that he's not cooperating with the DA. So it doesn't sound like he's snitching on anyone. So it's unclear on what his sentence essentially would be. But he had a lot of work on him. But he wasn't alone in this mission. So there's other people that are involved. So I guess it's going to determine like what he gives to the prosecutor. Is that going to help his sentence? They'll probably look at his background, see if he has any other criminal history. I know that he got his bond revoked not too long ago because he was on the iPhone threatening somebody with a gun. So that's not going to help too much. But yeah, so he's minimum 5 years for Fetty Wap, maximum 40 years. We probably won't hear any Fetty Wap music anytime soon.
So can he do less time for good behavior, or can he have some time shaved off?
Okay, so boom. So typically in the feds, you do every day of your Fed time. So it's unlikely, like even on good behavior, that he would get out. That's why you hope that your attorney, they do a good job of sort of advocating for you when it comes to how much time you should do in jail or in prison rather, because Buddy going to prison. But typically you do every day of that bedtime, day for day.
All right. Now tell us a little bit about the situation with Officer Telly and the Breonna Taylor shooting. Now, they said she falsified information in order to get this search warrant passed through and cover up the shooting.
Okay, so boom. So basically what happened is Cali and her homeboys, they met up one day and was like, we're just going to give this story to the judge so we can get a warrant. It sounds like what they did is they lied on one of the postmasters. He said that he was delivering mail for Breonna's ex-boyfriend to her house. Well, come to find out that wasn't true. So the information that they put in the warrant that the judge signed, it was inaccurate, right? So that's a constitutional violation because you went into her house without probable cause. You need to have probable cause, a signed warrant in order to enter a citizen's house without their permission. So that's a violation there. On top of that, after the whole situation went down and people started getting suspicious about like, well, what really went down? Like, how did Breonna end up in this? Well, Kelly and her homeboys met in a garage and tried to come up with a cover story to cover what they had originally did. So now you got a whole nother violation. So I guess Kelly was like, look, I ain't taking my chances in jail. They send the police officers to jail for real. Let me go ahead and cooperate, tell them what I know, tell them what I did, and maybe they'll be lenient against me. So as we know, she is not incarcerated right now, right? She is out on bond. I know that the judge gave some really strict restrictions for her. So it sounds like her husband is a police officer too. And the judge was like, hey, buddy, make sure you lock up your weapons because she doesn't get to be around any weapons anymore. Give me her passport because she's not about to flee. She's going to do her time when we decide to give it to her.
So does she still have a job?
Okay, so boom. So no, little Miss Kelly does not have a job anymore. Okay, she actually resigned before they could fire her. So I don't know what that means. Maybe she gets to keep her pension or something like that. And, you know, we only have a national registry when a police officer does something wrong. There's not one that goes from state to state. So who's to say, depending on what happened, and, you know, what kind of charges she get hit with or, you know, what she plead to, she may still be eligible, you know, if she don't got no felony. So we'll see.
What's next on the docket?
Okay, so boom. So California has a new law that is going through the process. It looks like Governor Newsom just needs to sign it now. It's basically called the Rap Bill. So this came about, it's been a huge issue for years, right? But it's never really been legislated. But after we're seeing these RICO charges in Atlanta and Fulton County, California was like, we got too many artists out here. We don't have time for that. So they have a rap bill, which basically says you cannot use an artist's rap lyrics against them in a court of law. Now, part of the issue with this is that rap lyrics have been used to create bias amongst a jury, right? And the thing about it is, well, we don't want artists to feel like they can't say what they need to say, right? So a lot of stuff that rappers, singers, any type of artists talk about, speak about, it's not always necessarily true, right? They're creative people. But these lyrics have been used time and time again for ages to prosecute different artists. And so California was like, no, we're going to nip that in the bud right now. So it will be harder to add rap lyrics as evidence, right? So you have direct evidence and you have circumstantial evidence. Typically, rap lyrics are used as circumstantial evidence to show, like, look at their behavior, look what they talk about, look what they do, like they've been involved in this stuff. But their argument is like, no, that's not necessarily true. Just because they are giving you a lyrical story does not mean they're giving you an actual story about what they have participated in or what they've done. Maybe it's just something they saw, right? Or maybe it's from a movie, or maybe they just made it up. It doesn't matter. But we can't continue to do that. Also considering the fact that other genres of music, right, like country music, their lyrics can get a little risky, okay, can get a little crazy sometime, right? But you don't really see prosecutors bringing in country lyrics to prosecute defendants. So California, we're waiting on Governor Newsom to sign it, and then hopefully this would create a trend. I think they've also done this in New York, or it's something they're working on in New York. So hopefully we will see, it'll be harder for prosecutors to create this racial bias amongst their jurors to try to get them to think a defendant is a worse person because they rap about certain.
There it is. Thank you for making it easy to compartmentalize all the things that we unpacked. Legally Hype, always coming through with the goods, man. If people want to follow you, where you at, girl?
I am Legally Hype on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me. LegallyHype.com is officially open. The merch store is on there. Yes, you can get the Legally Hype merch now. Woo, it's going down. So yeah, we're official now.
Much love to you, Queen. Keep breaking it down so that people can understand it.
We are the Morning Hustle.